And, of course, now you've got a party that is sort of split, wouldn't you say? I mean, are you worried about the Democratic Party coming together in the future? Because you have the Clinton and Sanders people seem to be at odds right now.
Well, you know what? There's a unity commission that Chairman Perez has organized, which is comprised of both Sanders as well as Clinton people. I think the party is coming together. We saw the results on Tuesday, November 7th, where Democrats really outperformed, the traditional Democratic model when people don't show up. So I think, the healing has started. We have great candidates who are going to run next year in 2018. And I think that even in Alabama, we're going to see good results on December 12th.
Now, are the Clinton folks mad at you for exposing all this? Have you been treated poorly by Hillary or Bill or their supporters?
Well, let me just say this. I have a lot of friends, not just in the Democratic Party, but regular Americans, Republicans and all. People throw shade when they disagree with you, but that doesn't mean that I need to go out and throw shade at them. I want us to be a stronger country, a more prosperous country, and clearly I want our democracy. You and I both care about politics.
Yes.
And the only way to have a campaign is to have a fair fight. I think in 2018, what was unfair is that we had a foreign government meddling in our election. I would hope that Donald Trump, I wrote a column a couple weeks ago about civility. I would hope that President Trump would really acknowledge what happened and help us clean up our democracy before next year.
But Donna Brazile, don't you think there was also a problem with Hillary's strategy? I mean, she didn't even campaign in a state like Wisconsin. I mean, that's not a good move, right? I mean, you sort of cede some of these Rust Belt states to Donald Trump, and he won states that Republicans hadn't been competitive in a long time.
There's no question that the Trump campaign with Donald Trump campaigning nonstop in the closing weeks of the campaign, it became a tight race. And while many in the Clinton campaign thought that they had the Electoral College locked and loaded in terms of 242 electoral votes, which included the District of Columbia, what they didn't understand is that Donald Trump figured out how to pick the lock. He picked the lock in the Rust Belt states. And like I said, I was saying for months, I said he's going to crack the blue wall if we don't put resources in.
But they didn't listen to you, did they? I mean, Donna, they didn't listen to you.
That's the frustration. That's the frustration in my book. That's the frustration I still have. Because I think I was hearing from the people.
Right.
Jeff, you know me. I was traveling. I wasn't sitting in some big office in Washington, D.C. I was actually on the ground. I was in the streets. And people kept saying, where are our posters? Where are yard signs? Where are the tools we need to get out the vote?
Right.
I would go into Pennsylvania. I would see for every one Hillary sign, I saw at least 10 Donald Trump signs. Yeah. And that's a sign that there's some activity going on. And maybe people thought that maybe Donald Trump was just tweeting. No, he had a ground operation, and we need to figure out how to match that in 2020. Otherwise, Donald Trump is going to be president again.
Donna, here's what I saw, and maybe you saw this or didn't. I saw a lot of enthusiasm among Trump supporters. I saw them among Bernie supporters. I didn't see a lot of it among Hillary supporters.
Well, 2016 will go down in history as the most disruptive political campaign in at least modern history. You had two what I call anti-establishment candidates, Bernie on the left and Donald Trump on the right. They attacked the establishment of both political parties, and as a result, there was a lot of energy, because there's a lot of energy right now for anti-Washington, D.C. politics. The American people are tired of D.C. politics.
Right.
They want to bring about a different kind of politics. And so I like to tell people Bernie ran a grassroots, traditional, old-fashioned campaign, and the Clinton campaign, with all of its bells and whistles and technology, didn't do so. Although she received more votes, let's be honest, she received more votes than both of those gentlemen. It wasn't the kind of campaign that excited a lot of people. But again, excitement, yes, but not the kind of passion you need to turn out more voters.
And I heard you on an interview, and I think it was a very good point. You come from sort of the old school of politics, believe in grassroots, knocking on doors, doing the old-fashioned things of getting out the vote. The new school believes in technology. And you can't just rely completely on technology. You need to marry both of the old school with the new methods.
If you have both the old and the new, you come out with something that is what? Fantastic, that's something that's historic, something that gives you what Barack Obama had in 2008, magic. It was a magical campaign. I call 2008 one of the most organic political seasons I've ever experienced in my life. Why? Because wherever I went, people would say to me, Donna, this is exciting. They made their own yard signs. They had posters. People had energy. They were convening conversations in their homes to talk about Barack Obama. And remember, Barack Obama was also an anti-establishment campaign candidate. He ran against the establishment, the Clintons, and guess what? He won. They should have figured out that you got to have that kind of organic campaign. When people think you're too close to Wall Street or too close to Washington, D.C., you know what happens? You fall by the wayside. That's what happens.
That's a very good point. And John McCain, of course, had been there for decades. So Barack Obama was the new face. And, of course, he won in a landslide. Finally, I have to ask you, Don, about all these harassment charges, Al Franken and others. Does that sadden you to see these people really coming under criticism for their inappropriate behavior? Does that surprise you?
Well, let me tell you, we should have a zero-tolerance policy. This is not a partisan issue. This is, in my judgment, a respect issue. Every human being deserves to be treated with respect and dignity. And whether you have a big name or a small name, you need to treat everyone with respect. And look, it's coming to light. I believe the women. You know, and as I've said before, I don't want to go back to Bill Clinton, his allegations against him. I don't want to go back to the allegations against certain people, Harvey Weinstein. And then you got Roy Moore right now. Let us figure out how, as a society, we respect each and every human being. We have a right to be treated with respect and dignity. Zero tolerance. And I hope on Capitol Hill, as the investigations go forward, we learn more, so the American people will determine for themselves whether or not these individuals. And again, look, the President of the United States have been accused of sexual assault. This goes beyond partisanship. This goes to how we treat one another.
And what should happen with Al Franken?
Well, the Senate Ethics Committee is going to look into it, and I'm sure that when they start investigating, you'll learn that it's not just Al Franken. It's many more. He's apologized, as at least he's done much more than Roy Moore. Roy Moore is trying to distract us, but apologize. I mean, who gets banned from the mall, Jeff, man? I mean, for preying on you young people.
So, allegedly, right.
I'm from Kenner, man. I mean, come on.
You never got banned from the Esplanade. We know that, right?
Hell no. No. My friend, I just want to say, New Orleans made history. We got our first female mayor.
Right.
We're going to continue to make history on the eve of our 300th anniversary.
Do you have high hopes for Latoya Cantrell, Donna? You think she's going to be a good mayor?
I think so, because she's been humbled by this process. She really ran a grassroots campaign. People came out to support her because of the way that she was running. It was almost as if she was knocking on doors by herself, but then she built and inspired a grassroots army to support her. I'm proud of her. She's going to be a fantastic mayor. I know the transition that Mitch and Latoya will go through will be a great transition. We deserve the very best for our beloved New Orleans.
Let's hope and pray she's successful. Donna Brazile, we'd love to have you in studio next time, and we certainly want to have you on our Politics with a Punch panel one time soon. And
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next year if you promise that when I come down, you and I go have some fresh oysters. Okay?
You got it. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
And let me tell your audience once again how much I respect you and listen to you. We don't agree on a lot of things, but sometimes we agree on too many things, and one thing we both agree on is the Saints are going to be number one. God bless you, Louisiana. God bless you, Jeff, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Thank you. That's Donna Brazile, of course, and just an amazing book she's got out, and we wish her nothing but the best, and really thank her for